Okay, I'm interested to see that you have the UK as a business bridge. Could you explain that a little further, please, what the intention is?
Sure. We had a business bridge with plenty of UK cities under the ¿Todos entendéis inglés? ¿Respondo en inglés?
Do you understand English if I answer her in English?
The government, the UK government, has a project called Future Cities Catapult. The Future Cities Catapult includes plenty of both companies and cities. The city of Bristol, the city of Peterborough, the city of Birmingham, I don't recall, but there were like 6 UK cities being there. And what we did was to, make sure that they had a meeting together in Barcelona. They didn't have a meeting in London, but they had a meeting in Barcelona. Okay? And besides that, we made sure that we had face-to-face meetings with these UK representations from both the company and the city world, with plenty of other actors in the event. Like, for instance, Spanish cities, like, for instance, South American cities, or North American cities, or Asian cities, plus companies. So altogether, the British companies and the British delegation were able to speak between them, but to take a closer look at what's going on the outside of the wall. And besides that, you know that the UK government is making a huge investment on smart cities. It's more than 100 million British pounds. So there are plenty of interest going on right there. And that's the idea behind the business bridge.
Thank you. I'm very excited by this project, and I wonder if you're aware of the International Festival for Business taking place in Liverpool in June and July this year, so ahead of your Congress in Barcelona, and bringing together 50 cities. And I wonder, and the FT is a media partner, whether there's an opportunity to actually really do some joined up working, and especially for the events industry benefit.
This means that I will give you my business card and we will have a proper conversation about that. It's interesting for us.
Sí, don Julio Abreu.
Yeah, Mr. Julio Abreu, one last question. We have managed to gain 15 minutes over the agenda.
What is the language of your conference? Is it basically English, Catalan, Spanish? Thank you.
English. So what we do right now, and this is something that hasn't been published yet, but I can let you know. Until the moment, we had two official languages, both English and Spanish. There was a translation for both languages. We have specific translation for Japanese and Chinese delegates because it's difficult to do that without translation, and you want them to be at your Congress. Without that translation, they wouldn't be coming. But from now on, and I really mean it, from now on, all of our official communications, our web page, our promotional material will only be in English. Okay? Yeah, English, because that's one of the biggest mistakes that usually us as Spanish exhibition organizers always do. We think in Spanish, we write in Spanish, and then we translate into English. And that's a huge problem because this doesn't allow you to be international, really international. So one of my main goals actually is to make sure that my team is able to think in English and to start writing directly in English, and that everything breathes English, because we need to be really international. Without that, we are not going to be the world leader anymore.
Una más.
One last question. Your audience is demanding it from you.
Who is the owner of the event?
FIRA de Barcelona.
What is this, a company or?
Yeah, the FIRA de Barcelona is both a venue and we organize events as well. In our past, we have been organizers of very huge events in the Spanish market, like Alimentaria for the food industry, Construmat for the construction industry, Construmat 2007, 2013. Okay. Construction sector is disappearing, but we own more than 50 events that we organize ourselves, and that we of course host in FIRA Barcelona. You may know FIRA Barcelona because it's the venue of EIBTM or the venue of Mobile World Congress. We do that type of business as well, but we are organizers ourselves.
Thank you.
Pues nada, un aplauso para Ugo Valenti y muchísimas gracias.
All right, so just let's give a big round of applause to Ugo Valentin, and thank you very much.